Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. In today's episode I am going to show you how to remove the front bumper on any Audi A6 C7 out there. So today I'll have to remove this front bumper because I will have to replace the center grille from the car. And as you can see, the owner of this car hit something and he cracked the center grille, and this is why I have to replace it with a new one. But to do so, you'll have to remove the front bumper first, because otherwise you won't be able to remove the center grille from this car. Also, to begin this job, you want to be able to lift normally the car up, because in my case, for example, this car is equipped with a pneumatic suspension. So the suspension of this car is on air, and if you want to lift it with a normal jack stand, you will risk to damage the air suspension, and this is not good because they are very expensive and you don't want to have any problems with the car. So for example, let's say that your car also have pneumatic suspension, and if you want to lift it up normally at home, or if you want to lift it up to replace a tire or something like that, you will have to check a special box into the settings menu of the car, and only after you check this special box you will be able to lift the car up without any risk. So to begin, what you'll have to do is to turn on the car navigation, and you'll have to check the car settings. You'll have to hit enter, and then you'll have to go back right here in the individual. So for example, you have to click on the right side where it will say individual on the car. I think this is the drive mode. You'll have to hit the individual, and after that you will also have to hit one more time into the right side right here, hit it again, and then it will appear this menu. Then you'll have to go right here at the bottom where it will say pneumatic suspension, change flat tire, something like that it will say in English. So you'll have to turn it on, and after you turn it on, you'll have to go back. You'll have to get out of the car. You can take the ignition off, and you can lift the car safely up in the air. After that, after you finish the job, you'll have to go right here. You'll have to turn on the ignition back, and you'll have to undo this checkbox. You'll have to put it off. Or even if you, for example, forgot to turn it off, if you drive the car a few miles after you finish the job, the settings will be automatically turned off, because the car will see that you want to drive it, and the suspension will work normally like it will normally do. So as you can see, I lifted both of the front wheels up. I use my jack stands to put it underneath the car, and as you can see, to remove this bumper on this car, you'll have to open the hood. After you open the hood, you'll have right here this plastic part, this big plastic part, which you'll have to remove. You'll have, I think, 4 plastic clips, and then you'll have to lift it up from the engine bay. Then you'll also have to go right here underneath the front bumper. You'll have 6 bolts, 6 screws, which you'll have to remove if you want to remove the front bumper completely out of this car. And then in the last, you'll have to remove a few screws from right here, from the wheel arch. You'll have 4 screws right here, and then you'll have 2 more screws which are securing the bumper to the car. And to reach 1 screw on each side, it's a little bit difficult, but it can be done if you take your time and if you follow my advice. So from here, just follow what I'm doing, because I will not explain you guys everything. I will let you see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Also, what I recommend you all to do is to go to any auto parts store, and you'll have to buy some plastic clips, because they will be very handy in some cases, because if you break the clips, or if the clips are stuck and you pull very hard from them like I'm doing right here, they can break. So it's a very good idea to have some in your garage and replace them if you need them. Okay everybody, so after remove the plastic part from the engine bay and after remove the bolts from underneath the front bumper, you'll have to go to the sides on each side of the wheel and you'll have to remove 4 screws on each side which are securing the dust protection from the wheel, and then you'll have to remove 2 more screws which are securing the bumper completely to the fender. So one screw is very easy to reach, it's right here at the corner, and the last screw it's inside the bumper next to the headlight. So for example, I already removed one screw, but I don't think this screw has anything to do with the bumper mounting support. And to reach the bolt which is securing the bumper mounted to the fender, it will be very difficult because if you don't have the tool, if you don't have an extension tool, you won't be able to do it very easy. So as you can see, I removed this bolt from right here because I thought this one will be the one which is holding the bumper to the car, but it's not this one. I will show you in a second where the bolt is actually installed. So the first bolt is right here in the corner. This is where the first bolt is located, and this is where you'll have to remove it. And then the last bolt is right here. You'll have to go right here in this hole next to these hoses. You'll have to check it, and I'm not sure if my camera is able to see it. This is the bolt. This is the last bolt which is holding the bumper mounted to the car. It's a 10mm bolt, and you'll have to remove it using a long extension. I will show you also on the other side what to do step by step. So the bolt is right here, this is where it's mounted, and this is the one which is difficult to get and to remove on this car. So as you can see, I already placed my long extension over the bolt, and with one hand I'm removing the bolt. It's very easy to remove, it's only difficult to reach it. After you remove this bolt, all you have to do next is to pull the bumper into the front of the vehicle, but don't pull it very hard because this bumper, for example, it has a headlight washer system and also some sensors and the fog lights, and you don't want to break the connectors from behind it. Just pull it a little bit into the front of the vehicle and let it hang like this. In my case, I'm going to put a wheelchair underneath just to support it and just to make sure that it will not fall and it will not break the plastic clips or any mounting support. So as you can see, this is our bolt, this is how the bolt is looking, and also this is where it's located. So let's say that this is the enemy on this car, but for example in my case I defeated the enemy. Okay everybody, now that we removed all the things which we have to remove on this side, let's go ahead and remove the bumper from this side, from the passenger side, in my case on the right side on this car. And to do this, you'll have to remove all of these bolts. You'll have 4 bolts which are securing this plastic into the wheel arch. Then you'll have this bolt which is securing the bumper right here in the corner, and then the last bolt, the difficult one, it's right here mounted in the corner next to the headlight. From here, just follow what I'm doing. I'm going to speed up a little bit the process because I don't want to take so long of your time. So just follow what I'm doing and just watch how I'm doing it. Also, like I told you earlier, put something underneath the front bumper because you don't want to let it hang and you don't want to break anything from under the bumper. As also on this side, I was able to remove everything very easy because I already knew how to do it. And this is the last bolt, and from here just pull the bumper a little bit to the exterior. You don't have to pull it forward, you'll have to pull it to the exterior and it will come out from its place. After that, as you can see, you'll have to pull it forward, you'll have to pull it just a little bit, but like I told you earlier, don't pull it too much because you don't want to break the connectors from behind it. So as I can see on this car, because I have a headlight washer, the pipe on which the headlight washer will travel, it's mounted right here over the metal bar from the middle of the bumper, from the middle of the car, and you'll have to remove it. You'll have to, in my case for example, it's holding in with some zip ties and also with some black tape, which I'll have to remove, and then I will be able to pull the bumper to one side. Also, in the right side, you'll have one connector which is going to the sensors or which is going to the fog lights, for example, if you have, and that's it. So as you can see, this is the final position of the bumper. I will not remove it completely from the car because I'll have to disconnect the headlight washer, I'll have to disconnect the hose, and the fluid will come out, so I don't want this. I will only let it like this because I have enough space to do my work and replace the center grill on this car. And also I will make another video and show you guys how to replace the center grill on this car. And to remove the bumper, as you can see, this is the only connector which I had to remove right here on the right side, on the passenger side. And then I only had to remove the pipe on which the fluid for the headlight washer will travel, which was mounted right here over this metal bar and which was holding with some zip ties. So as you can see, this is how to remove the front bumper on this car. This is where all the bolts are located and this is how to remove them. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video and found it informative, please leave a like and a comment down below. See you next time.